I wanted to do a quick overview of two zoom Nikkor lenses that I've used both now. They're two that have the same focal length. They're 70 to 210s, except for this one is a variable aperture lens. It goes from f4 up to 5.6 at the long end, and this is just a constant f4 lens. So I've used both of them now. In terms of image quality, sharpness, whatever you want to call it, there's not a whole lot between them. If you're thinking, well, which one's going to give me better results, I've used them both, and I haven't really noticed a big difference between them. Obviously, one of the two biggest things with these lenses, if you're deciding between them, is obviously the extra stop that you'll lose at the long end with this lens, which isn't a huge deal, to be brutally honest. It only goes to 5.6 once you get past about 100 and I think once you get past around 135, 140 millimeters. So there's a pretty large part of its focal length, about half of it, where you don't lose much light. Where obviously this one is just f4 throughout the whole zoom range. The next biggest difference, of course, is the zoom types. This one is a push-pull zoom, so it's 70 when it's retracted like this, and it goes up to 210 when you pull it out. Now, once you do that, you can see they're about the same size, but this is a common problem with any push-pull zoom. It's going to want to do that, and when you have it on your camera and mounted, it's not too bad. I've certainly had worse, but it eventually will kind of slide down if you got the camera pointed down. So not a huge deal, but it will do it. Other than that, there's not a whole lot between these two lenses. The one thing nice about this lens is it does have a macro setting, which is not too bad. I've used it. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of difference between these lenses. If you're considering getting something within this focal length, I prefer the f4 mainly because I prefer the twist zoom as opposed to the push-pull, and this is all internally zooming. It doesn't change, nothing changes when you twist this. It's all inside, which I really like. I think that adds to the makes it a little bit more solid lens, which they both are, but I prefer the build quality of the f4 lens. This is an older, this f4 is an older lens.